This podcast is brought to you by Digital Heaven, the hottest tools for the coolest apps.
Hi and welcome to Hot Tips. I'm Martin Baker. In this episode, we'll be looking at a useful tip for backing up sequences in Final Cut Pro. Let's start by talking about why you should back up sequences in the first place. When you're working on any project, it's a very good idea to keep backups of your sequence at various stages. This means that you can always load up an earlier version if you need to, and if you're working with a client, then I absolutely guarantee at some point they'll say how they preferred the earlier version. So first I'm going to show you the way that I used to do this, and then my new technique, which in all honesty I wish I'd been using years ago. Here's an example of my old method. Each version of the sequence had a number at the end, so the highest number was the current working sequence, in this case Hot Tips 05. When the time came to make a backup, I'd select the working sequence and press Option D to duplicate it. Then select the copy and rename that to Hot Tips 06. Notice how the working sequence is still version 5, so I then have to use Ctrl W to close that tab and double-click version 6 to open the new working sequence. Now, there's a big drawback with this method, and it's tripped me up more times than I care to admit. It's important to remember to close the old sequence and open the new duplicated one. Sounds unbelievably simple, doesn't it? But if you forget, then you continue to work on the old sequence, which is then more up-to-date than the higher numbered sequence, or very confusing. So let me close down the old project and I'll show you a far easier technique. In this project, my current working sequence has a space and underscore after its name rather than a number. The underscore ensures that when the bin is sorted by name, the working sequence will be shown after the last backup. You can see the backups here, numbered 01 through to 05. Again, let's make a backup of the current sequence, so I'll select it in the browser and press Option D. Pressing the Enter key on the numeric keypad highlights the sequence name for editing, and I can move the cursor to the end of the name by pressing the right arrow. I'm going to delete the underscore, enter 06 and press Return. And now I need to do absolutely nothing, because that's all there is to it. I've created a backup of my working sequence without having to close and open any sequences or risk getting confused about which sequence I should be working on. That wraps things up for this time. Don't forget you can get all future episodes of Hot Tips automatically by subscribing to the podcast from our website. Thanks for watching.
Digital Heaven, the hottest tools for the coolest apps. Find out more at digitalheaven.co.uk.